House of the Dragon Season 3 Episode 3 just pulled off a massive hidden twist stolen straight from George R.R. Martin's book lore, but more importantly, it just completely rewrote the most controversial storyline in Game of Thrones history. From Ormund Hightower's brilliant deception to a massive Game of Thrones Easter egg that book fans have been waiting for a while to see, we're breaking down every hidden detail, the historical parallels, and what this means for the brutal episodes ahead. Hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and let's dive into the hidden details of Episode 3. Let's start with the absolute biggest talking point of the episode, the Daeron Targaryen twist. Early in the episode, Daemon used the sheer intimidation of Caraxes, Vermithor, and Silverwing to force Lord Ormund Hightower to surrender. Ormund gives up shockingly easily, handing over a young boy with silver hair claimed to be Daeron Targaryen, Alicent's youngest son. But the real hidden detail here is how the show revealed the fake. When Rhaenyra later decides to send the boy to the wall to save his life, she brings Alicent in. The moment Alicent sees him, her expressions betray her. Rhaenyra immediately reads her old friend and realizes Ormund tricked them. For book fans, this is monumental. This fake Daeron plot line does not happen to Daeron in the book Fire and Blood. Instead, the showrunners are borrowing a massive plot line from the mainline A Song of Ice and Fire novels, specifically the theory surrounding young Griff, a character claiming to be Aegon Targaryen who many believe is a mummer's dragon or a fraud. By having Ormund bleach a low-born boy's hair and force him to stay silent, the showrunners just gave a massive nod to George R.R. Martin's uncompleted book arcs. But here is the crazy part, we have already seen the real Daeron. Think back to the season premiere when we see Ormund Hightower on the march. He has a teenage squire with him. That squire has distinct reddish auburn hair, matching Alicent's natural hair color, not the usual Targaryen silver. Ormund intentionally bleached a fake boy's hair because he knew Team Black would expect a silver-haired Targaryen. Meanwhile, the real Daeron is still out there hiding in plain sight with his mother's Hightower features, and his dragon Targaryen is still a massive threat. And now that Rhaenyra finally sits on the Iron Throne, she is realizing that winning the capital was the easy part and ruling it is a nightmare, because first the High Septon refused to crown her, stating that because Aegon II was already anointed before the Seven, he needs definitive proof of Aegon's death, and second, the treasury is completely empty thanks to Larys Strong smuggling Aegon and the gold away. Third, pay close attention to the visual storytelling when Rhaenyra gets her periods right before entering the throne room. We also get a massive character evolution this week with Ulf. After being knighted for his actions at the gullet, he asks Rhaenyra to legally give him the Targaryen name. Rhaenyra flatly denies it to protect her own children's legitimacy. In response, Ulf adopts his name, Ulf the White, and nod to his shock of grey-white hair. This is a massive bit of foreshadowing for book fans, as Ulf's growing resentment over being treated like a second-class dragon rider is starting to seed his future motivations. Speaking of foreshadowing, keep the name Tumbleton in the back of your mind. The episode mentions that Hugh Hammer's wife is taking refuge there, and that Ormund Hightower has occupied the market town. For those who know the lore, Tumbleton is the site of one of the most brutal dragon-fueled catastrophes in Westerosi history. The show is perfectly setting the dominoes up right now. And then the most intense scene of the episode happens late at 9 when Daemon and Rhaenyra are talking in High Valyrian. Daemon is sick of playing defense and tells Rhaenyra they shouldn't just be fighting over the Iron Throne. He literally says that they should take their dragons and conquer the entire known world. If that sounds familiar, it's because it's the exact same pitch Daenerys gave to Jon Snow right before he killed her in the Game of Thrones series finale. But Daemon takes it a step further by dropping some massive deep-cut book lore. He talks about restoring the glory of old Valyria and extending their empire all the way to the Golden Empire of Yeti, mentioning the legendary myths of ancient lands and the literal men with wings that are rumored to live in the far east of Essos. This name drop is a massive deal. It shows Daemon's unchecked Targaryen ego. He does not just want to rule Westeros, he has the exact same god complex that Daenerys had generations later, believing that people with dragons are meant to rule the entire world. But while Daenerys completely bought into that delusion, Rhaenyra rejects it. She wants to stick to her father's vision of peace, directly contrasting her restraint against Daemon's terrifying ambition. Speaking of Daenerys, the sound design in this episode threw in a brilliant, stressful Easter egg. While Rhaenyra is dealing with the bankrupt treasury as used a small council and a High Septon who refuses to crown her, listen closely to the background noise. You will hear bells. In Game of Thrones Season 8, it was the sound of the city bells ringing that finally broke Daenerys' sanity and made her burn everything down. Here, the bells represent a different kind of breaking point. Every ring is a reminder of how much Rhaenyra is struggling to keep control. It's the slow burn psychological setup that fans wished Daenerys actually got in the original show. Now with Ormund Hightower making moves, and the real Daeron still out there. Rhaenyra's hopes for a peaceful reign seems pretty much dead. The bells are ringing and the rats are crawling, and things are about to get incredibly violent. What did you think of the Daeron trees? And do you think Rhaenyra is handling the Iron Throne better than the others we have seen? Drop your theories in the comments, hit subscribe. I will see you next week. Valar Morghulis.